Hello, and welcome to the Super Mario's Second Land. That coward gets 2 of them, and this one has 6 golden coins that are apparently deluxe. Why does he get 2? So hello and welcome to Super Mario Land 2, a color hack by Torres. There's a link in the description for that. But first, we're going to gaze upon the wealth and extravagance that this fool Mario lives in. All of this should belong to a Wario. Look, he has a hippo. Wario deserves a hippo. I was gonna say hippo even begins with W, but that's that's not even close to being correct. Well, but yeah. So the plot of this video game, and we're gonna just dive straight into the plot. While Mario was off doing Mario Land 1 stuff, a Wario showed up and said, "Hey, why does this fool get 2?" And he took over Mario Land because this place is actually Mario Land. This is the land. This place is Mario Land. It is Mario Land. And Wario came in and said, "Nah. No, this is Wario Land now. So welcome to Wario Land, everybody, because this is Wario's rightful property. He came and claimed it, and if Mario can't, stake this claim, I guess it's a Wario's now. That's how it works. So as you can see, this game's a little Super Mario World. Mario Land 1 came out in '89. This game came out in '92, so there was a bit of a time skip. Mario Land went and trained and became more powerful and came back and was taller now. Or whatever, and he could do hockey. It was really cool. The phrase Mario could do hockey just confused me for a second because I was thinking both One Piece and the sport, and I was just like, huh, weird. But so this game has a bit of a Super Mario flair to it. You can do the spin jump. You can use it to hit blocks from above or to break blocks. I believe there'll be some blocks we can break up ahead. Just the happy blocks. You see a happy block and you can break it because Mario hates fun because he's not a delightful individual like Wario. He's a pitiful ne'er-do-well who hates fun. And also there's these blocks. These blocks can't be destroyed by any means other than fire, I believe. I don't think they show up too often in this video game. In fact, when I was doing my practice run of this, I was like, what the hell are these? But yeah, they appear to be fire-only blocks. As far as I know. Maybe there's some other crazy thing you can do. I'm not an expert in this game. I have played it quite a few times. I enjoy it quite a lot as I mess up. There's a lot that we have to talk about, but for now, we've hit the end of the level. They've swapped out the 2 exits at the end of the levels with just a bell. So you hit the bell, and if you hit the bell, you get the bonus game, and then Mario just walks out the normal exit as opposed to having like 2 discrete exits. And hooray, we did get at the bonus game, and we got 3 1-up mushrooms. And the 1-up mushrooms are now 1-up mushrooms. They were hearts in Super Mario Land 2 and, Super Mario Land 1. But Torres, the coward, went and took the hearts out. And by that, I mean, maybe they rightfully recognize that hearts and mushrooms are basically the same thing. And they decided to make that call. So Tree Zone. Mario Land 2 is non-linear. You can do any of the 6 worlds in any order. And then there's some other bonus levels that aren't part of the worlds. But we're gonna do them in the clockwise, because that's the way my brain works. And let's start talking about this video game in earnest, as opposed to whatever the hell I've been doing. So when Mario gets hurt in this game, he shifts a stage down. So when you have a transformation, like Fire Mario, or maybe potentially other transformations that may be in this video game. Instead of going straight to Small Mario, he becomes the Super Mario, and then Small Mario when the Super Mario gets hit, as opposed to Mario Land 1's, oops, that was not a good jump. I wanted to jump on that hedgehog to show that you can jump on it, and actually I think there was a secret over here that I missed. I showed off that one secret. There's another one just like it, just up ahead, where there's hidden blocks you can step on to make a little staircase, and you go up and you find a 1-up. There's another one right here, and this one's denotated by the clouds, shaped like a finger pointing up, which is neat. So yeah, the damage has been changed in this game. There are now 2 full transformations as opposed to just, Small Mario, Super Mario, and the Super Ball Mario. Super Ball Mario is completely gone from this game. They've straight up just gone back to Fire Flowers. They were Fire Flowers and, Super Mario Land 2, like the OG, but here in the deluxe one, a change was made. So, with the advent of color, Torres, made the Mario, have the Fire Mario palette that we've all come to know and accept, because we only accept Mario. In the original, Mario had a little feather in his cap to show that his form had changed, because since there was no colors, they decided we should probably let you know that a form change has happened, as opposed with the Super Ball Mario, where you could only tell by either just knowing that you were in Super Ball Mario form or hitting B to see what would happen. So I appreciated the little feather in the cap, and I don't entirely know why Torres decided to remove it. I understand, like, oh, we'll give Fire Mario his Fire Mario palette. I can accept and understand that, but I don't really get the... Oop, I almost ignored those coins, and I want the money. You know, the game's called 6 Golden Coins, and like I said, this is basically Wario Land. Wario owns the land now, and, you know, you're getting very greedy, as our very good friend, the Super Wario, might I say, would say. So, you know, we'll get the money where we need to. I feel so inclined to, because, you know, the game's not all that difficult. We won't be hurting for lives. That being said, getting a game over in this game can be a little rough, but I don't think we'll have too much trouble with it. And here we go. There are now 2 mini games at the end of the levels, so now there's some variance. I'll probably be cutting these out in future episodes, but for now we'll play them so you guys can see them. You can enjoy them. And we have now actually conveniently gotten the other transformation, Bunny Mario, which is kind of the face of this game. And by that I mean Mario's using that transformation on the front. Now, levels in this game can be kind of neat. I don't remember too much if the other worlds do this as much, but Tree Zone's a good example of that. So in this first level, we were going through the roots. Like, when you look at the map, it's like, oh yeah, that level's stationed at the roots. Now we're going inside of the tree, and we're inside of the tree in the level too. It's very cool to see, like, oh, the map is being, like, represented by the levels. Also, these cowfish are very good. When you smush them, they make a good face, but if you come down on a spin jump on them, they just get knocked off the screen instead of getting smushed, which is unfortunate because their smushy face is very good. And we'll stay as Bunny Mario for a little bit. So Bunny Mario is Mario's, like, platforming upgrade in the vein of, like, Raccoon Mario or the Cake Marios. It's very cool. You just, after you jump, you hold A, and Mario will flap his little bunny ears and get a move on. If you tap A very quickly instead, though, you can, like... So, like, if you hold A, like, look, Mario will, like, kind of lose altitude, but if you tap it really fast, you can basically just stay in the air forever. It's very neat. So there's this goopy goop in the tree, whether it be tree sap or honey, who knows, because we saw that there was a beehive on the tree, so it could be either. The neat thing about the goop is, you know, it kind of slows you down, you get stuck in it. But whenever you're in it, you can continuously jump. So, like, if you're normal Mario, you just jump, and you can keep going up. But as Bunny Mario, if you hold A, you just go up without having to, like, tap A. Like, Mario will just, like, rise here. Like, I'll let him float, or sink a little. That's the opposite of floating. You let him sink a little, and I just hold A, and he just goes up. It's cool. So this level has branching paths, and we're going to explore both of them. We're going to go to the bottom way first. So yes, Bunny Mario is kind of the best transformation in this game. In fact, it makes this game, like, incredibly easy. You can basically just play this game like it was a Kirby game. Like, it's so easy, because, you know, you can just kind of fly over most levels. In fact, I don't think I need to mash the A button here. In fact, I think I'm losing more altitude from the time whenever, you know, I wasn't holding the button properly. It's kind of risky if you know, your controller drops inputs from time to time, or if you're just not good at video games like I am. You know, either thing could be an issue. But yeah, Bunny Mario just kind of trivializes a lot of this game, and I'm going to try not to abuse it. But I did want it specifically to show off this, you know, this area. You basically need it to traverse all the spikes to take that downward path. They do give you a bunny transformation there, so it's not like you're, oh, just out of luck, and oh, this is unfortunate, because I actually really wanted that bunny transformation, because just up ahead was a Woohoo secret that I believe you need the bunny for. I tried getting it as a normal Mario. Now I'm trying to hold A to get up there. But unfortunately, the Mario has lost his strength. And by unfortunately, I mean fortunately. I can't wait to watch you die 15 times, Mario. I hope we get a game over so I can watch you suffer. Oh man, I'm actually doing pretty good at these. I'm normally pretty bad at these just because my sense of timing isn't great. But it seems to have improved since the last time I played this game, which would have been, I don't know, a couple years ago. I don't remember. So yeah, now we can continue on. There's actually a branching path here to make our way to, like, the final level. But like I mentioned, there is a secret Woohoo secret in this level. So we'll go back and take a look around, see what we can find. Now the problem is, I would like to have the bunny power up for it, because I believe we're going to need the bunny power up for it, which is the reason I was holding on to that damn thing for so long. So you know what? I think I know the secret. I know what I'm going to do, because I don't believe that there are any other bunny power ups on our way to. Excuse me. We're going to take the other branching path. I don't believe that there is a carrot, like, in the branching path. So what we'll do is we'll go down, we'll come back up, and then take the other path with Bunny acquired. So I'll do a small edit here. Who'd believe it? We're gonna do an edit. Okay, so we've acquired Bunny Mario, and just to show you off where we are, this is where the bell was. The bells, of course, being just checkpoints. And we can continue on happy as a bunny. You know, that saying. You know, Bunny and Happy, they both end with Y's. They both have double characters, and they're the N's and the P's. And yeah, it's basically the same word when you think about it. What I said was actually pretty clever and a standard thing that another fellow human being would say. It's just manners, you know? Oh, and I almost lost my bunny because my jump did not seem to work right. Whether that, once again, was controller or brain issue, who knows? It doesn't really matter at this point, because if I'm having all these controller issues and then not fixing them, it's my issue at this point. I've gone over that before. And here we go. We find the secret exit. There are no bells for secret exits. You just come here and you enjoy the secret. So, with the addition of color being added to this hack, there were a few other things. When you press the select button on the map screen, you get to play as Luigi. So Luigi was not in the original version of this game. Luigi was added entirely. Oh, and actually, I want to keep my bunny power for now. For the next level, the bunny will be helpful. So yeah, they added Luigi, which is very cool. And Luigi plays the way you'd expect Luigi to. Like, he's slippery shoes. He jumps higher than Mario. It's very cool and good. We probably won't be playing a lot of the game as Luigi, because we're here to reconcile with the Super Mario. But, you know, maybe we'll play a few levels with Luigi. I'm not entirely sure. I've only played Luigi just a little bit just to see, like, what was up with him. But, you know, we'll see how we're feeling. If we feel like busting out the Ouija, we'll do it. Because, you know, Luigi's a friend, you know. I could see Luigi putting aside his asides and, like, you know, going and having a drink with Wario after, you know, after some tennis or something. Not like the Super Mario, who would be like, "Oh, wahoo! I do not like you, Wario, because you are better than me, and that makes me feel secure. Woohoo! Secret." Also, when you beat the secret level, it changes the background. You know, you swap out some leaves for some cute little flowers, and goodbye, Luigi. We're going to instead play as this pitiful man. This pitiful excuse. Yeah, so you could probably do some cool things with Luigi that weren't intended to be in the video game. But, you know, we're gonna continue on as this schmuck. We'll just keep going. So something that's always impressed me about this game is the graphics. I like the way it looks. You know, it's like, even without the color, like I've always thought this game was nice. I like the big expressive sprites. I mentioned that in Wario Land 1, that I always liked how big and dopey Wario looked in that game, like his actual, like, I almost said human body, but, you know, his own, like, sprite. The reason I wanted the bunny for this was just to show off, like, there's this little area back here where you can get this money bag, which has like 100 coins or 50 coins, whatever. You know, it has a bunch of coins in it. It's just not something you see very often in this video game. I know there's a few of them, but I just wanted to point it out while I remembered that it existed, because I'm not sure how many we'll see throughout the course of this game. But yeah, I like the way this game looks, you know. It's a huge graphical upgrade from Mario Land 1, which, like, Mario Land 1, like, the sprites are very small, and I'm not going to say they're bad looking, but, you know, they're not like great looking or anything. But I have a feeling that, you know, like, the way, and by I have a feeling, I mean, I'm like 100% sure it looks the way it does because, you know, the Game Boy screen is so small, so they kind of, like, counteract that with, like, oh, well, we make the sprite smaller so you can see more of the screen, or, you know, so there's more on the screen so you can see more action. This game has the trade-off of having, like, better looking graphics and, you know, larger sprites. But sometimes you're making jumps that you can't really see everything of. Sometimes there's a hidden block, because I guess they were like, oh, they'll probably have Bunny, so they can probably save themselves. And if they can't, they'll just fall and have to do more of the level and make the game a little bit longer. Because, you know, you won't die, like, unless you fall to the bottom of the level, because, you know, you could just fall down and save yourself on one of the platforms we had seen previously. Like I said, I don't want to abuse Bunny too much, and I feel like I abused Bunny pretty hard in that level. So I'm going to try and grab a fire flower when I can. Even though there's fire flowers here, I'm probably not going to grab one here because I'm not very good at these. And the fact that I'm consistently getting things at all surprises me, because I normally, like, completely whiff, even though, like, you're basically guaranteed to get a thing. There's basically always things. So this is cool. Like, you have, like, branching ways you can go. You can either go to Ant Hell or Bee Hell, and then continue on to, like, fight the boss and do the last level. So you don't have to do every single level, which is neat. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. That was cool. I also want to point out this caterpillar is very cute. Just wanted to make note of that cute little caterpillar before I ended its life. Oh, the one downside to Bunny Mario, and I'm not sure if I managed to get it out of my brain, is Bunny Mario can't do the spin jump. Whenever you push down on the D-pad, nothing happens. So these bees, they conveniently give you fire to show you that fire is useless against bees. I don't know why, but it is. Also, there's two kinds of these main bee enemies. There's like the standard bee, and then there's the bee skull bees. They're also immune to fire, but when you step on them, they don't get... Oh, well, he fell off the screen, so he's dead forever, so that's cool. But normally when you squish those guys, they'll eventually unsquish themselves. Also, there's these, like, big boy bees who are just thwomps. They also can't be killed by fire. You can't step on them. It hurts you to step on them for whatever reason, because they're thwomps, and thwomps are spiky, but these are just big boy bees. But perhaps their girth is too much for Mario to handle. They're too large and in charge for Mario to... Another word that rhymes with large that means charge, but not charge, because I already said in charge. So you know how it goes. Yeah, there's those big bee thwomps, and I just enjoy how dopey they look. Now, there's an entire bonus area over here where you can come and, like, you know, you can hit a bunch of things, you can get a bunch of coins. There's probably a 1-up in here, and you get to pick between the evolved form of the caterpillars, which are scary spiky boys, or you can continue on the side with the cute boys, who, if this was Wario Land 3, would blow like silk and wrap you up, and then you become Silk Ball Mario. And I just tried to bunny, which is already a bad sign that I'm trying to do that early on without that power-up. But you know, the game looks good, and I enjoy it. Now, the real reason we're playing this color version, other than, you know, it has color and it actually looked very nice. When I first heard about it, I kind of turned my nose up at it like, oh, well, I like the way that the game looks already. And I do enjoy the way the game looks without, you know, without the color hack. I think it's a good-looking game regardless. But when it came to finding the right color scheme for it, I was in a pickle, because originally I was planning to use its default Game Boy Color palette. Super Game Boy Dot, I should say. And it uses the 3D color palette, which looks very bad. Here's some footage I recorded of it. And it's like, I get what they were going for. Like, you can use the green. It's like, oh, the green becomes grass in some levels. But it doesn't always become grass, and sometimes it ends up looking weird, and we have gotten the bunny, and Mario will pick it up against my will. So we're Bunny Mario now, but that's fine. We'll try not to abuse it. So then I was like, well, if I'm not going to use that, maybe I'll use 1F. And then I took a look at 1F as well, and I wasn't feeling it. And one of the things is, because this game has better graphics, it also has a bit more complicated graphics. I wonder, can I hit this just by, like, passing by? Or no, I'm not going to be able to do that. The game has more complicated graphics, so the kind of color scheme of the 4 colors ends up getting used a little differently. Oh, also something before I forget. When you jump on an enemy, and if you can time it right, which it's actually a little hard to time with Bunny Mario in my experience, when you jump on an enemy, press A, you get a height boost. Just take my word for it, because it's not working for me right now. I just mentioned that because that didn't exist in Mario Land 1, and it kept throwing me off that you couldn't get a height boost from jumping on an enemy. Speaking of jumping on an enemy, look at Mario disrespect these owls by standing on them. Look at their sad but very, very cute faces. They know they're being abused by this awful, wretched man. Not like Wario, who's a friend to all avians. You know, when he finds an owl and he sees its basket, he says that basket is wanting, and he throws an enemy into the basket and gives that owl, you know, life, and in turn the owl gives him 10 to 30 coins depending on whatever. I don't really remember for whatever reason, because my memory sucks. And you know, then he finds sleeping owls and he wakes them up, and in exchange for his service of waking them up, they let him ride around on him. He's a friend to the owls, unlike stupid Mario, which is me doing a play on his name, Super Mario, who just abuses the owls for his own gain, unlike our friend Wario, who's very cool and friendly with the owls. But yeah, you know, I couldn't find a color palette I liked for this, and then I recorded a little bit of footage of this color version just so I could, like, show it off. Like, there's a cool color hack out! And then I played a little bit of it, and I went, ooh, the colors actually look very nice, because when I saw screenshots of this, I thought the colors didn't look as good. Like, I thought, like, Mario's, like, red and blue were a little, like, worse from the screenshots I had seen, but when I started playing it, I was actually really impressed with the color choices, like, because I thought, like, the red and blue that Torres had went with was a more, like, harsh red, like, you're more, like, standard red, you're more standard blue, so I was really surprised to see these softer, like, nicer looking colors. I'm not an art guy, so I don't entirely know what to say about them. But here it is. Here's our first boss, and I believe this boss's name is just Bird. My idiot brain, for whatever reason, always thinks this is Bobo from Wario Land 1 and 2. And I think it's probably just because you're fighting a big bird, and it might look a little like Bobo in Wario Land 2. I can't entirely remember. But yeah, the boss is pathetically easy, even though I ended up getting hit by it somehow. But there you go. Whenever you defeat it, its egg hatches into one of our 6 golden coins, which will go ahead and fly into this like Metroid-ass door, showing that you have to defeat a Goomba and a Koopa and Kraid if you ever want to get to Wario's castle. Because it's Wario's castle now. May have been Mario's at one time, but it's mine now. So yeah, Mario Land 2, pretty cool game. You can do the worlds in whatever order you want. Once again, I'm just doing them clockwise, just because that's the way my brain works. We'll, get to go in a nice clockwise fashion around the island. We'll get to fill in the Metroid-ass boss door as we go in, and we can just come up here and take a look at it. Because you can come up here and see our boy running across. Oh, well, we didn't actually get to stand out there for long. But yeah, here's the boss door, wherever we'll come once we get all of our 6 golden coins and we've defeated Kraid, a Koopa, and a Goomba. Do we get to? Yeah, cool. We can just stand out here and watch our boy claim his new home and, take a little tour, see what's up. And I also really like that sprite of Wario running across this thing. Like, I know I'm the big Wario fan, so of course, I like that Wario sprite. But I really love just how dopey he looks. Like, he looks so happy, and his little legs that are just like 3 pixels just like flickering back and forth to show him like running. It's very good. I love it a lot. Love seeing him just run across the top of the castle. It's super cool, super good. And that's the episode. That's where we're gonna end for now. So on the next episode, we'll continue onwards, and we'll maybe see what this dot is and explore the legends of the hippo and the Mario Land. So I'll see you guys then for that.